So I'm at church in Wales, Church of St Basil. Another saint I need to look up. It's a beautiful church, I guess with a square tower. That means it's very old. Yeah, I'm here in, I think I'm in Baseleg at the moment. I'm here for the Cardiff Rebels on roundabouts. Although we're not the rebels. We're just rebelling against injustice. So yeah, the vaccination to vaccinate children. Honestly, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Oh, unborn children's cells, heavy metals. Oh dear. The side effects, not good. Seen so many heart problems, and heard of people with strokes and so many things, so many side effects. And it is a vaccine trial to alter the mRNA. Don't think it's okay to mess with our human body, which is the temple for God's love to dwell. But of course we're living in a world thriving on stress and promoting stress and creating fear and making sin acceptable, doable. It's not saying that actually the wages sin causes is death, and only by attaining to the whole spirit of love through Jesus Christ is the way to life. Because whilst Jesus Christ, we are told, was born in a stable, the love of God which he carries and manifests in the wholeness of his life is what stabilises our hormones to the endorphin love. And so you can find my work in #love is not a cortisol, stress hormone that is caused by abuse. So we need to call an end for all abuse. I mean, honestly, come on, in this day and age, domestic abuse is covered up. Really? No. Women are not slaves to men, but we are complementary. And when the love of God is there and we feel that love, then the love can thrive, and that's what it's all about. And its opposites attract, the male and female. There's one aspect of the gender changes that are going on. I think personally it's because mothers and babies are separated at a very young age, and so that formation of the self and the adoration that a mother's love is has been denied the child. And so they're stressed going into a different environment. The body's in stress, they can't help it. I'm an adopted child, so I know what it's like to lose that mother love. And I was very fortunate in going to a very loving adoptive family and village, of which I'm very grateful. In fact, I learnt all of my knowledge and understanding of God's love through my experience there, which sadly I lost when I was 11 years old, when my adoptive mum died. So yeah, I stand for the rights of mothers and babies to be together, for humanity to prevail, and perhaps that's why that image of Mary and Jesus is so powerful as well, because it is that connection, that loving connection that a mother and child have. So yeah, I'm here to deliver a message that abuse is not okay, and my work on Perusa Armageddon of sin is actually anti to Christ in our blood. So it's either stress hormones, of which I know the world's full of those. I know many people full of those, full of the anxieties, full of the depression. Oh yeah, take a drug and then take another drug and then have another drug, and somebody's making a lot of money. Perhaps the medications need to take Hippocratic oath too. Well, not perhaps, they do, absolutely, because it's not the answer. And there are ways, holistic ways for healing. I work as a kinesiologist and holistic therapist, and when you get to the consciousness of the causes of stress and then work with the with the, well, actually, I am conscious of God's healing from Revelation 21, and when you work with that healing process, which I would say all healers are working with that anyway, they're just not maybe conscious of it, and many good people are anti to religion because religion has been accountable and destructive to so many people. So that's what's on the Revelation 21, the Holy City, the New Jerusalem chart, the translation of the healing properties of the crystals cited there. And in order to find the peace, it's that inner peace. So Jerusalem, the twofold peace, which actually is where Christ comes from when he returns. And the end is the beginning of the word endorphin. The end is the beginning of the word endorphin, his love in our blood, the beginning of freedom from pain. The end is the beginning of his promise. For look, I am making all things new. And Revelation 21:4 says, God will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more, neither shall be mourning, nor cry, nor pain any more. The former things have passed away. When we go through that therapeutic process of mourning, then we can grieve, and we need to go through the forgiveness, and that forgiveness may be of self, and turn away from those behaviours that take away love and create the stress, which is, falsely addictive. That whole adrenaline buzz, it's not sustainable. It doesn't sustain in the body, and then it needs stimulants, and it needs drugs, and then it needs stronger drugs, and so it goes on. So yeah, in order to become humankind, to bring the hue into our... whenever I drop anything, I say that's heaven on earth, so God bless. And yeah, and here we have a heavenly scroll of the New Jerusalem consciousness going to St. Basil's Church near Newport. And may the promised land come to be as promised. Oh yeah, and here we go. Yeah, I did have a vision of the light. I've had more than one. And this one, just amazing, and allowed me to bring out my work, my lifetime's work, inspired by God. I never planned to write a poem. So we've got Armageddon, 2 Timothy 3, time to heed, dilemma, battered, 666, the unseen, Revelation sonnet. And we have to turn, we have to uphold the laws of peace and for safety, trust, security. There's no other way, because otherwise we're in stress, and stress is not God's love. And God is love, and God will prove to be what he proves to be, which is love, which is not a cortisol stress hormone, and all the education is for attaining to that love. And it's walking in that love every day, not just on a Sunday. And being good, kind people, living in the fullness of spirit. And that is with love, joy, wonderful joy, with faith, which is the assured expectation of the things hoped for, the evident demonstration of realities though not yet beheld. So do we hope for fear? Do we hope for disease? Do we hope for pandemic? Do we hope for war? Not a healthy mind doesn't. So love, joy and faith, with goodness, kindness and mildness and patience, with self-control, not to sin or hurt or abuse another. For the twofold peace, the New Jerusalem, for heaven on earth, for healing all nations, and heaven on earth, for us attaining to that wonderful, glorious love. Thanks be to God. And Perusia Armageddon, may the end come to be. The end is the beginning of the word, his love in our blood. Do not positively die with sin, but attain to the glorious heavenly love of Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, Isa in Arabic, the Messiah, wonderful Counselor, Eternal Father, Mighty God, Heavenly Father, Mighty God, Prince of Peace, who is returning very quickly. God bless. Amen. Thank you.